Man, yesterday quite a few people, and the day before, got mad at some of my shorts. It's like, oh well. Some days I get made fun of, and I'm not gonna let it bother me, but it's just kind of funny that people on the internet take that extra couple of seconds to throw an insult here or there. But, anyways, let's get to the real topic of today Street Fighter, the movie, the review of the movie that I just watched the other day. So it was the first time my wife and daughter had seen the movie. And me, of course, I watched it multiple times. I mean, you can't go wrong. Raul Julia just knocks it out of the park. He did this film for his kid because his kid asked him to do it. And he just put 110% in. He was like, this script is terrible, so I am just going to cheese it up. And he steals the show. I mean, some of the best freaking quotes come out of this. This may have been the day your parents were brutally murdered. But for me, it was Tuesday. Game over! And, more and more. And then, of course, Zangief has a couple good ones, too. You got paid? Change the channel! Absolutely great. So, the plot is just bare bones taken from the game. Like, oh well, we're gonna have a bunch of people who are fighting, and these are the people who have issues with each other, and there we go. Now we're gonna make our own plot. We're gonna have Jean Claude Van Damme playing an American, and he's gonna have a horribly thick accent. They kind of gave him like this orangish color hair. Then you have Raul Julia just M Bisoning it up all over the place. They did bring in DJ and T Hawk and Cammy, although they don't really have too much to do with it. E Honda is probably one of the best castings in the movie, and then I don't know, Balrog. Looking back, I'm like, is that like a wig or is that actually what his forehead looks like? So the plot is M Bison kidnaps a bunch of aid workers, and the United Nations are going to have to go and deal with them. And then you have Ryu and Ken. Of course, back then they pronounced it Ryu, which is why so many people don't say it properly. It's Ryu. Um, and there was no like crazy powers other than when Blanca got transformed. And I'm kind of just hopping all over the place. This movie is just, it's a load of fun. Um, so Guile uses Ryu and Ken to try to infiltrate Shadaloo and get to M. Bison. And Sagat and Vega are there. I don't even remember if Vega even has a line in the movie. He's like silent the whole time. And yeah, it's a lot of there's a lot of little references, and then there are some big references that just slap you in the face, like M. Bison using an arcade cabinet to try to blow up an enemy boat. I mean, it's silly and goofy, and the important thing is it's a bad movie, but it's so bad it's good, and it's one of those films that you absolutely have to watch. And I enjoyed sharing it with my family and my daughter yesterday before school. She's like, "Can I watch Street Fighter?" So it's really funny. I'm like, maybe after you get out of school. I don't need you to go to school and pretend to be like Chun Li and, you know, start doing some flying kicks and stuff. Um, but yeah, the action and the fight scenes are a little bit goofy, but they're not bad. The plot is super bare bones, and they just try to throw in all these different references and stuff, and it's so goofy. And that's the important thing. The movie is incredibly goofy.